Uganda Entebbe airport to be taken over by China. This is your favorite half Chinese, and this is a story about deceit, propaganda, brainwashing, and xenophobia. As the West wanted you to believe that China is doing in debt traps and therefore seized the Uganda airport, today I'm going to prove to you that it is not true at all. Here we see the picture of Entebbe airport that is floating around, named Welcome to China EBB International Airport. And here is the real picture, or should I say the original. See how different it is? No Chinese flag, no China EBB on it. And if you look at the colors, they are totally different. It was published in Newsday and also other medias. They did, however, remove the article and made a very small correction. But the damage has already been done. As you can see in the correction, they had the original picture instead of the altered one. And we are supposed to think that they didn't know that the other one was altered. But again, the damage has already been done. Because until this day, I am being harassed over these lies and many other Chinese as well. Not to mention the reputation of China as a whole and its businesses included, as well as all the Chinese all over the world. So I'm going to drop evidence step by step. So hang in there and watch the entire video. This is official from the Uganda Civil Aviation Authority, stating that they would like to make it categorically clear that the allegation that Entebbe Airport has been given away for cash is false. That means they say it is a lie and China did not take their airport, but the damage, again, has already been done. After the name change to the new name HUEN, again, people started to say it has been taken over by China as they saw this as a Chinese name. That was the argument that we are going to destroy right now. HUEN is simply the ICAO code for Entebbe Airport. H stands for region in which the airport is located. U stands for country in which the airport is located, and EN represent the exact location of the airport, Entebbe. But again, the damage has already been done. And then I looked at their website and looked at the board of directors, and not a single Chinese person on their board. Then I looked at their management, and just like the board of directors, not a single Chinese in their management. And then I looked at the contractors, and out of the 5 contractors, there was only 1 Chinese contractor, and that one was there for the construction. And then I also read the government concessional loan agreement, and nothing in that agreement says that China could take that airport, not even as collateral. And then another story said it failed because of an audit by ICAO, but the ICAO doesn't do these audits on airports. So what did happen? 8Data's publication of the final unredacted version of controversial loan contract between China Exim Bank and the government of Uganda for the Entebbe International Airport upgrading and expansion project reveals that the airport itself, a physical liquid asset, is not a source of collateral that the lender can seize in the event of default. Instead, China Exim Bank required its borrowers to provide a fully liquid source of collateral, a cash deposit in an escrow account that the lender can unilaterally seize in the event the government of Uganda defaults on its repayment obligations. The lender also took the extraordinary steps demanding that all revenues generated by Entebbe International Airport, a public infrastructure asset that existed prior to the loan issued by China Exim Bank, be used to repay the loan on a priority basis for 20 years. At the same time, the government of Uganda's efforts to renegotiate with China's Exim Bank demonstrate that those who borrow from Beijing have agency and can successfully push back on lender conditions that they consider to be overly intrusive. China Exim Bank initially demanded the right to approve or reject the spending decisions of the government agency responsible for the Entebbe International Airport. However, when the Ugandan authorities protested, China Exim Bank agreed to a less intrusive arrangement, which grants the lender the right to monitor, but not to control the spending decisions of the Uganda Civil Aviation Authority. And that's normal because they want to be sure that they will be getting their money back. I think that's a no-brainer. Everybody can understand. So the conclusion is there is no seizure of the Entebbe airport. Hooray! Not does China do or want to. One of the most important questions that has arisen is whether Entebbe International Airport is a source of collateral that Beijing can seize in the event of default. The contract clearly shows that it is not. The airport, a physical liquid asset, is not identified as a source of collateral that the lender can seize in the event of default. Instead, the borrower agreed to maintain a minimum cash balance in a lender-controlled bank account known as a repayment reserve account. This arrangement effectively gives China Exim Bank access to a fully liquid source collateral if the government of Uganda default on its repayment obligations. China Exim Bank can unilaterally debit this bank account. It does not have to initiate judicial proceedings to try to recover an overdue debt by seizing or liquidating a physical asset. This finding is consistent with one of the major takeaways from the How China Lends report that Chinese state-owned lenders prefer to collateralize on foreign currency deposit in bank accounts that they control. Section 6.12 of the contract also contains a surprise we knew from previous studies, including banking on the Belt and Road, and How China Lends that Chinese debtors are often asked to deposit all project-generated revenues into a separate lender-controlled bank account known as sales collection account. But this contract provides evidence that in some cases China Exim Bank will go further to protect its balance sheet. The lender in this instance demanded that all of the revenues generated by the underlying public infrastructure asset Entebbe International Airport be used to repay the loan on a priority basis for 20 years. So the conclusion is they lied to us again about China seizing Entebbe Airport as in a form of a debt trap. Now this was a teaser for what is coming on the debt trap narrative. I soon will do the Sri Lanka case, and after that we are going to dive deep, so get ready and stay tuned. Now if you believe this story, ask yourself what made you believe it. And now that they have lied to you again, will you next time fact check before you attack Chinese people? Another thing that really bothers me, but I know you cannot help it, is that whenever there is negative news on China, you seem to swallow it without hesitation and proof. However, when somebody says it is not true, you all of a sudden need an abundance of evidence. So for the people who believe this, I would like to ask you to think about that. Next time, when you hear another China bad story, please consider what is the actual evidence they provide. If you like this content, then please follow me and give it a like, comment, but keep it respectful, share, and as always, have a great day. This was your favorite Half Chinese.